Good evening, everybody. It's Wednesday, December 17th. The time is 6:30 p.m. I'd like to call this Town Board special meeting to order by asking everybody to please stand for the pledge to the flag. Councilman?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, is there any public comments and/or questions on agenda items only? If you do have a question or a comment to make, please approach the podium. Seeing nobody approaching the podium, we're going to move on in the agenda. We've got a presentation from NICLAS, Local Government Investment Pool. We got a special guest here. Come to the podium.
Dry throat, so
That's
I'm eating
okay.
my water.
Just introduce yourself and go ahead.
Okay. So hi, everyone. I'm Brady Bricado with New York Class, and I wanted to thank you for having me here tonight. I'm excited to talk about how the town could potentially benefit from participating in our program. Just so you know, I'm actually a former government employee myself, so I understand the importance of safeguarding public funds. And that's what I really love about our program, is that we prioritize keeping our participants' investments safe while also providing liquidity and great returns, all while staying fully compliant with New York State law. So I'm going to just dive right in, but if you have any questions that come up throughout the presentation, obviously I'll go through those three main areas, safety, liquidity, and yield, but obviously feel free to ask any questions. Want to go to the next screen, please? Okay. So New York Class is a local government investment pool that was established back in 1989, and it was created by local governments for local governments. It's essentially an LGIP operates on the principle of a collective benefit, where we pool resources together to provide greater efficiencies and allow you to gain better returns than if you were to go out and invest on your own. And I'll highlight some of the safety pieces to it again. But really, at the end of the day, it's helping you generate great income that you may not be able to otherwise generate on your own, all while following general municipal law. Next screen, please. The program is overseen by a governing board, so much like this board here tonight. And you can see that we have great representation and diversity across the state. The board members are all officials from villages, towns, school districts, and they all have the authority to oversee the program and its affairs. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Karen McLaughlin. She's the treasurer at the village of Rhinebeck. So, she's someone who you may be familiar with in this area. If you're looking for a perspective from a board member, I'm sure she would be more than happy to provide some input for you. But just wanted to give you a list of those who are on our governing board. Next slide. If the town of Dover were to join our program, you would be joining almost 1,800 other municipalities that we serve. And we've provided the breakdown for you here in terms of what that breakout looks like. So we serve counties, fire districts, towns, cities, counties, school districts. I did provide in your folders tonight a list of the participants that we serve here in Dutchess County. We work with, I think it's 62 participants, and that includes 16 towns. We also work with the County of Dutchess itself, and also the Dover Union Free School District. So very familiar with this area, but we're also spread out across the state of New York. I mentioned safety in the beginning, so New York class has maintained a AAA-M rating by Standard & Poor, which is the highest rating that's assigned since the inception. So we've been able to maintain that. Our portfolio is, the strategy is to prioritize minimizing risk, which we are able to accomplish through the diversified portfolio, which you can see here. So, excuse me, I don't really have the breakout of it on here, but about 70%, and this would be in your folders, about 70% of the portfolio is invested in U.S. Treasuries, which are 100% backed by the U.S. government. We also invest just about 30% into repurchase agreements, and that's collateralized at 102%. And then, much like I'm assuming you probably have bank deposits with your local bank, we also have about 4 or 5% that's invested in collateralized bank deposits, and that's 100%. It's a mix of either FDIC insured or a letter of credit through the Federal Home Loan Bank. So very, very safe investments. We, according to general municipal law, we're only allowed to invest in the same investment vehicles that you would be able to as a town. So keep that in mind as well. Next slide, please. So if the town were to invest with NICLAS, I just wanted to show you what that may look like from an earnings perspective. This is just a snapshot of an investment calculator that we have on our website. So, you know, if you're ever bored and want to go on there and check it out, you can enter in any given amount of money for any given amount of time, and it will calculate what you would have earned. So especially if you're, you know, shopping around for different financial institutions to work with for your investments, it's a great resource to just show how we compare with other institutions out there. So just for example, you know, the box to the right, you can see there's different time periods, different amounts of money. Let's say you invested $1 million. For the month of November, you would have earned a little over $3,000. If you invested for 12 months, you could have earned $42,000 for a $1 million investment. So just a great tool. Again, if you want to check that out, please feel free. That's on our website. This is just a review of our rates over the past year. Pretty competitive. What you'll notice is that, you know, rates have been declining over time, and that's pretty consistent with what you're seeing in the market. With the Fed cutting rates, I would assume that this will probably continue on a downward slope over the next several months. But the one thing I do want to point out is that the rates are significantly competitive. And unlike some other financial institutions like a bank, because of the structure of our investments, we invest in short-term investments, as I had mentioned, like U.S. Treasuries. We're able to reduce our rates slower than, say, a bank may. Oftentimes, when the Fed's cutting rates, they're quicker to cut. We're able to maintain, or I should say, we can reduce our rates at a much slower pace. And I have historical data that goes back even further. If you want to look at you know, when COVID hit and everything changed, I'd be happy to share that. The other thing I want to point out when I'm talking about rates is we offer, it's the same rate across the board. So no matter the size of your local government, no matter the size of your investment, you're always going to receive the same rates as anyone else in the pool. And that's really significant because, again, not trying to, you know, push any shame on banks or anything, but what you know with investing with them is that oftentimes they can cherry pick with rates. So with us, it's always consistent across the board. You always know the rate. It's always on our website. So just wanted to highlight that. Also, some other additional benefits of participating in your class. We also understand that you prioritize liquidity. You need quick access to your funds, and so we offer same-day liquidity. And we also have made it really easy to move money in and out, which you can do through our online portal. Very user-friendly portal that, you know, whoever has authorized control can get in and manage your account. Our dividends are applied daily, not monthly, which is huge. There's also no transaction fees and no minimum investment. So you could open an account tomorrow and leave it with a zero balance. And then when the time comes, depending on your investment needs, if you decide you want to move money in, you can. If you want to move it out, you can. There's no fee to join. The one thing I will say, because I like to be fully transparent, is that there is one minimal fee that is baked into the rate. So that is a management fee that's set by the board, and it's a maximum of 15 basis points or 0.15% or 0.0015. And that fee is basically to pay for people like me, my salary, our technology, our security. But that's always net of the rate. So if we tell you today the rate is 3.8%, that's what the rate is. Essentially, it's 3.95, but again, that includes that 15 basis points. And I say that because you're never going to receive a bill from us. You're not going to get an invoice. There's like I said, it's baked into the rate.
And that is only taken off the interest, correct?
Correct. Yep. The portfolio and your accounts are also professionally managed. Myself, I'm licensed with FINRA, so you know, we take safety very, very serious here. The next slide. I mentioned our portal. This is a brand new platform that we have that we've been getting great feedback on. It's very user-friendly, very transparent. We know that you have to provide statements and reports to your audits at board meetings, and so we have all of that information right in the system that you can easily access. 24/7 online access. I also want to mention that we do participant-to-participant transfers. So I mentioned that we work with the County of Dutchess, we work with the school district in Dover. So, you know, let's say that you collect taxes on behalf of the school district. They have an account, so you could easily move money between accounts through, you know, your New York class account, which is a convenience for people. So we like to highlight that. Next slide. So, you know, being in this area, I would be your contact person, so if you ever needed support, you could always contact me. But just know that we also have an entire team, a client service team that's available from Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. You can call us, email us. There's a system on the portal that you can utilize to contact folks. So you're very, very well supported. The next slide, please. And it's really easy to join. So if the town decides that you want to move forward, there's a registration packet. Obviously, you have to pass a board resolution to join. And I think if you click through this, there's like, it's an animated slide. So there's 4 different, if you just click it, yeah, there's like 4 different steps. But it's very easy to join. You know, we go through the proper steps and we can get your account set up with a few days. And the next slide. So I will welcome questions, but I have my contact information here as well as my team across the state of New York. If you don't have questions tonight, you can always feel free to reach out. I was trying to keep it within that 10 to 15-minute timeline, so if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them now.
Tommy, anything?
No, I have no questions. Thank you for your time.
John?
No, it's, just, with any investment, there's risk, and, we gotta go with that, so.
Yes, absolutely. But like I said, with our being around since 1989, maintaining that AAA rating, really good track record, it's an incredible program. So, and you can ask your peers that whole list in there.
Councilwoman Jackson?
Just a question for you. You said FINRA. Is that a fiduciary licensing?
Yeah, so that's with the. Now I'm blanking. I had to get like my Series 7 and 63 with the SEC Securities Commission. So everyone on our team, in order to even be here presenting tonight, we have to be licensed individuals. So we do trainings and testings throughout the year to maintain that license. And it's a highly, highly regulated industry.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Deputy?
Just two. What was the percentage of treasuries you allocated?
I think it's a little over 70% now.
70?
Yeah, and that is within your packet. There's a portfolio breakdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then on one of the slides, you put down other entities. What was other entities?
It may
Without
be,
getting too broad on it, or just like, what would that kind of like be?
yeah, it may be, so sometimes we work with, like water and sewage entities. That may include BOCES, like a cooperative education service. Yeah.
All right, that's all I had.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, I want to thank you. I was able to sit through the presentation, I believe, with Mr. Starr.
Yes.
And Mr. Friedman, along with our bookkeeper. And, they answered a lot of our questions there. I did emphasize, and I'll share with my board, I did get some response back. I reached out to some of those towns.
Okay.
We're all members of an association here in the county, supervisor and mayors, and Rhinebeck, actually, the village mayor, Mayor Bassett.
Okay.
He came back to me, which, one of your board members, I believe.
Yes,
was his
Karen
treasurer.
McLaughlin. Yep.
Yeah, again, there wasn't a bad comment from any of them, and I'll share these with my board members as we go through the resolutions. I can read through them. I highlighted the comments, but again, I didn't get a bad remark from anybody. I'm very confident. I think it's one of the best moves we could probably make for ourselves and our town and our taxpayers.
Absolutely.
And I thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Counsel, do you have anything, counsel, you'd like to add? Madam Clerk?
No, thank you.
No? So, if there's no further questions? You good?
No, good.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, and like I said, I provide my information, so if you think of something later on, please feel free to reach out and be happy to help.
We'll be reading a resolution here shortly, if you'd like to stay. About 10 minutes.
Okay, absolutely.
Sure.
Thank you.
I am going to jump
Thank you.
ahead a little bit because one of our electeds needs to go somewhere tonight. He's got an appointment. Jason, you want to give us your report?
You can let Julie go through.
You sure? Okay. I'm looking at the time.
It's okay.
All right.
Ladies before gentlemen, as always. No changes because of that.
Wing it.
I am gonna go to the resolution for her so she can get on her way. She's got about a 2-hour ride. Yep.
You want to do that now?
Julie Muncie for Dover Recreation. First of all, I would like to extend a huge thank you to my staff, Sean, Paul, Paula, and Dodie, for everything that they did to make the Christmas tree lighting such a great success. I would also like to thank Billy Lowe from our highway department, as well as our highway department, helping us put everything up in the last month or so. We truly could not have gotten everything done, and we really extremely appreciate all the support and all of Billy's help with everything that we had to do. I want to thank the town board and all the volunteers and the community for coming together to make it such a great and amazing night. Our Light Up Our Community addresses are out. I put them out today. We have 12 houses that are all decorated out for everybody to go see if they would like. The supervisor and supervisor's office and my office will be going out in the next week or so and deciding who has the best decorated house. And then we'll let them know on Christmas Eve, and then they get a $100 gift certificate and a little certificate, for their decorations. Our basketball program is doing wonderful. We have 196 registered kids. Because of this participation, we've added additional games as well as extended our schedule. K through 2 has 70 kids. We actually had to cut off that registration because we have no place to put them. When we're actually adding an extra day for them for games. So we will, starting in January, we'll actually be out for basketball practices and games Monday through Thursday and Saturday. So we're going to be very busy with that, as well as our cheerleading and Zumba and other programs that we have going on. So I would just want to thank Katie and our Nicole, our New York State and Dutchess County for that grant, because we wouldn't have been able to provide this opportunity with this programming that we have for our community. So, and everybody seems very happy. Unfortunately, we've had to cancel a few times, so we're really hoping to get in tomorrow and maybe on Tuesday before Christmas, at least to pick the team so we can get moving for January for games. And our games go from January 17th to March 21st. That's, the program ends around March 21st, weather permitting. Our cheerleading program is very extremely successful. We have over 35 kids, and we're actually, because of the high participation, we're actually going to be doing 2 days a week now, so that's going to be Mondays and Wednesdays. Our adult Zumba is moving on Wednesdays, but it's going to be moving from 7 o'clock to 6:30 now. So that's one thing. And also our senior program, it continues to thrive. Our seniors remain active and truly enjoy their exercise, their line dancing, their arts and crafts, their social events. We recently had our annual senior Christmas party, and I want to thank everybody who came. We had over 100 attendees, as well as Santa and Mrs. Claus. And I want to thank our town and our county representative who came and who joined us at Preston Barn once again. And thank you all for coming. They all had a great time. I also wanted to say at the beginning of the year, as we begin the new year, we're going to be planning our upcoming programs, our events, including day camp, Easter, summer concert series, and Dover Day, and that is also on Saturday, September 19th. So, anything else? I know. It'll be a wonderful day, and it ends with fireworks, so you can't beat that.
You're right. Julie, I do want to say thank you as well to your staff, to the highway guys that helped out.
Yep.
The tree lighting, it looks great down there.
Absolutely.
All right, second to none,
Yep.
every year.
Yeah.
All right, but good job by all of them,
Yep.
and I want to thank you for having us attend the senior. It was
Yeah.
the first time I was able to get out of work, so it was a good time. I
Yeah, they had a
appreciate
good
it.
time.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
And good job by all, and I wish you and your department a great holiday, Merry Christmas, and a Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Jason Sartori.
Jason Satori, Town Highway Superintendent. So snow is upon us. We've had a few storms already this month. The temperature's been cold. We've been salting and taking care of the roads. So we had some minor breakdowns, so we've been repairing all of our stuff. Just another reminder, please, there's no parking on town roads between October 15th through April 15th. Make sure you keep your garbage cans off the roads and onto your lawns. We also have an opening for a heavy equipment motor operator. So if you know anybody that's looking for a job, please contact either here at the town hall or go online or come to my office for an application and information. And I'd like to thank my team for the hard work they've been putting in the long hours for the sanding and salting that we do in plowing. You do 12 hours at night and stuff overnight after you just did a day's work. So those guys really put in a hard day's work, and I really appreciate it, so I hope everybody else does. I'd like to wish everybody else a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and that's it.
Thank you, Jason, and once again, good job by your guys and yourself.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, and I think the communication we have back and forth with what
pretty
you're
good.
seeing and what I'm seeing,
Yep.
it just...
Works
it
out
works.
pretty good
It
together.
works, Especially with a plan, we're able to notify and let people know what your planning is.
Yep.
Just like I can with the county. I think that's...
Works good for us.
It's just a plus for all of us.
And I also deal with Councilman Holmes quite often. He stops by and we talk things over and sort things out, and we get along really well. So, thank you, Thomas.
We're good. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Good luck to your niece tonight. Win big, right? So, Board, if you don't mind, our guest has a lengthy ride home. I'd like to go right to that resolution on the presentation that she gave to us. We okay with that? Yep, sure. All good?
Yeah.
Resolution authorizing to execute NICLAS municipal cooperation. Whereas New York General Municipal Law, Article 5G, Section 119(0), empowers municipal corporations defined in Article 5G, Section 119N, to include school districts, boards, and cooperative educational services, counties, cities, towns, and villages, and districts, and enter into, amend, cancel, and terminate agreements for the performance among themselves, or one for the other, or their respective functions, powers, and duties on a cooperative or contract basis. And whereas the town of Dover wishes to invest portions of its available investment funds in cooperation with other corporations and/or districts pursuant to the NICLAS Municipal Corporation Agreement amended and restated as of August 1, 2023. And whereas the town of Dover wishes to satisfy the safety and liquidity needs of their funds, now therefore be it resolved that Richard C. Yeno, Town Supervisor of the Town of Dover, is hereby authorized to participate in the NICLAS program under the terms of the NICLAS Municipal Corporation Agreement amended and restated as of August 1, 2023. I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Brought by Deputy Supervisor Murphy, seconded by Councilman Maluta. Any discussion? You heard the presentation. Again, myself and my office have researched this and dove into it. I've reached out to other supervisors and mayors. They are all, the ones who are involved are all confident and all happy with the work and the progress and the achievements and the increase of funding and able to do things for within their town. Any other questions? Any other discussion? Jay?
Nope, all good.
Good.
Good presentation, thank you.
All right, motion's been made and second, discussion has been held. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Thank you very much. Safe ride home. Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Enjoy that new baby. Happy holidays. You're welcome. Okay. It's not on here, but reports of the board members. Councilman Holmes.
As Jason said, I met with him a couple times this month after storms, before and after storms, and, talked about the breakdowns and the amount of hours the guys been putting in, and thank you very much to the men. Have a Merry Christmas. Julie, good job, too.
Thank you, Tommy. Councilman Maluta?
Yes, many people can see that the Legion sign is back up and running. Also, everyone did so well with Stuff the Bus and Stuff the Cruiser that there will be another drop-off at the American Legion Post 1949 on Friday the 19th. Doors will open at 9 a.m. and until around 8 p.m. or whenever we're tired. And the toys will be distributed to those who signed up on Saturday the 20th. Now, to register your child, you can go to, you can check the flyers that are all around town. There's drop boxes in a lot of places. Or you can go email Dover Wingdale Toy Drive, all one word, no space, at gmail.com. Again, Dover Wingdale Toy Drive at gmail.com. And I wish everybody a Merry Christmas. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. That's a good thing that's happening. They actually came and they picked up the donations that we had here today, and I was able to talk to Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yep.
And that's a good thing. And I think I'm going to try to get down there Saturday.
Yep.
They asked us to stop in if we could, so
Yep.
thank you for that.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Jackson?
Nothing to report, except to say, everybody, happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Deputy?
Yeah, everybody's been saying it. Julie, again, hats off to you and the team, Highway Department as well. Park looks great, even though there are a couple bulbs out. But, you know, I'm kidding. Great job. Congratulations on all the success with basketball, too. Katie, thank you for this grant. Again, a lot of good things happen in '25. We're going to continue that into '26. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and be safe. That's my report.
Thank you, Jay. Just a quick report from Building Department. Total permits 21 for the sum of $6,483.50. CCs issued were 29, COs issued were 3, violations were 4. Respectfully submitted, Tammy Burns, Building Department Clerk. My report this month is it's not very long. We do have to announce once again, we do have an open chair come January 1st on the planning board. We'll be accepting letters of interest and/or resumes through, what did we say, January 19th? I think it's a Friday. 19th. We'll take letters of interest through January 19th. That way we can hopefully make an appointment for a 2-year seat. This is to finish out a 5-year or 7-year appointment.
7-year.
All right, so there's 2 years left on it. Okay, so we'll take letters of interest through January 19th, and that way we can look into them, interview, do whatever we needed to before the meeting at the end of the month. Okay? Recent weather, as Jason said, it's been up and down all over. We try to get the information out the best we can. Everybody is familiar with the report that I receive at my office. I take a picture of it, and I share it with everybody, and I share it to the town pages, and it gets the word out of what to expect or what to possibly expect based on their forecast. All right? We just don't rely on the one. We all have our phones. We all have our computers. We look at everything out there, Jason and I, as well as my bosses, and we'll get the word out the best you can, but I want to tell them all that, the guys at the county and the guys at the town, we've done a lot. We've done a lot of hours. We've done 3 or 4 overnights just in the last 3.5 weeks. So we've been busy. So remember, think about the guys that are out there. They're working all day, as Jason said, and then they're coming back in tonight and working right through until they're done tomorrow sometime. So we're a little tired. And please remember that a town snow plow or sanding run is anywhere from 4 to 5, sometimes 6 hours, based on the amount of equipment that is up and running. Because of breakdowns, people have to double up, and that 5-hour run will turn into 6 or 7. Please understand that. When you call us and complain, I haven't seen a truck for 8 or 10 hours, you're probably right. But that's the way it is. County's a little faster. Why? Because we have more vehicles, we have more trucks, and more men. All right, so please keep that in mind with our local guys. They do a hell of a job, and I'll never say any different. We need to have a special meeting. So can you guys do 5:30 on the 7th? It's going to be a bill-paying meeting.
I have no problem with that.
What happened is we're gonna be receiving bills for the rest of the month that come due in December. So we'd like to have a special 15-minute, half-hour meeting on January 7th. Is 5:30 okay with everybody? Tommy?
Yeah, that would,
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday, January 7th, and we will not, it'll be bills. I don't plan on discussing anything major or of any importance that night, other than calling it to order, following our agenda as it is written. If there's somebody here to make a comment, we will entertain that, because that's the way it is. But it's basically to pay bills for the remaining of this month, because why? We received bills today. So, and we don't want to leave them hanging.
Yep.
All right? So we're going to have a special meeting on January 7th at 5:30.
All right.
Katie, okay? All right. And with that, I wish everybody a very happy holiday season, a very Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate that right now, I believe. It's underway. And everybody be safe and enjoy the time with your friends and your family. And we'll move on with the resolutions.
That one.
Resolution to authorize and approve consent agenda items. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Dover does hereby approve the following items for consideration and adoption on December 17th, 2025, Town Board Special Meeting Consent Agenda. Authorize the payment of abstract number 12 of 2025 in the amount of $261,102.02. Accept the minutes of the Town Board Special Meeting, November 19th, 2025. Approve the Town Clerk's report of November 2025. Approve the Town Supervisor's monthly financial report for November 2025, and accept unanticipated revenue. Authorize budget transfers, budget amendments, and payment of off-abstract purchase orders as prepared and submitted by the town's bookkeeper. I'll entertain a motion.
Move.
Motion's been made by Murphy and seconded by Holmes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So carried. Go by that one. That's attached to the first one. Yep. Resolution authorizing supervisor to execute agreement with Dutchess County Planning. Whereas New York State General Municipal Law, Section 239, requires local municipalities to refer applications for certain planning and zoning actions to the Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development for review, and whereas the New York General Municipal Law, Section 239, further requires the county to assess all such applications as to whether the requested action would have a countywide or inter-community impact and comment on same. And whereas New York State General Municipal Law authorizes the county to enter into agreements with local municipalities in order to determine which, if any, of the local municipal actions subject to referral may be deemed strictly matters of local determination and therefore not subject to the referral process. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Dover does hereby authorize the Town Supervisor to enter into and execute an agreement for 2026, which terms may be extended automatically on an annual basis for a total not to exceed 5 years, at no cost to the Town of Dover with the Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development and the County of Dutchess. And be it further resolved that a copy of this fully executed agreement shall be kept on file in the office of the Town Clerk of the Town of Dover. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.
Brought by Murphy, seconded by Maluta. Any discussion? Standard.
Yep.
Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Resolution accepting the 2026 highway materials bid. Whereas pursuant to Section 103 of the General Municipal Law of the State of New York, which requires that all expenditures for materials which exceed $35,000 be awarded to the lowest responsible bidder. And whereas the Town Clerk of the Town of Dover has published proper notice for the solicitation of bids in the official newspaper of the Town of Dover for the purchase of materials for use by the Town of Dover Highway Department for 2026, and whereas bids were received by the Town Clerk of the Town of Dover, and whereas it has been determined that the attached list has the lowest responsible bidders under the General Municipal Law. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Dover hereby accepts the bids of the following bidders as attached hereto and made part hereof in the amount stated for the materials needed for the operation of the Town of Dover Highway Department for the year 2026. Entertain a motion.
Second.
Brought by Holmes, seconded by Maluta. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Resolution accepting the grant award from Hudson River Valley Greenway for Dover Stone Church and Seven Wells Public Conservation Land Management. Whereas the Town of Dover made application of the Hudson River Valley Greenway for a grant for the Town of Dover Stone Church and Seven Wells Preserve Public Conservation Management Plan, and whereas the Town of Dover has received notification from the Hudson River Valley Greenway that it has been awarded a grant in the amount of $5,000 for the Conservation Management Plan. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Dover does hereby authorize the Town Supervisor and Town Clerk to sign any necessary and required paperwork in connection with accepting the $5,000 Hudson River Valley Greenway grant for the Stone Church and Seven Wells Preserve Conservation Management Plan. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.
Brought by Murphy, seconded by Jackson. Discussion. This is a grant that we applied for trail maintenance, trail preservation, right?
It's actually a collaboration between Dutchess Land Conservancy, the town, and Greenway to put together a plan to identify threatened habitat, so there aren't trails there, to look at the geological and topographical features that you do want to see when you go to both parks. And the bigger goal from the Trails Committee is to actually connect Stone Church and Seven Wells. So everything starts with a plan. So this is a time to spend getting ready to move forward with the trails once we have all those things in place so that we do it once and do it well.
This is a matching grant.
Exactly.
We budgeted to match this. Any other discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Resolution authorizing supervisor to execute agreement with Hudsonia LTD for Stone Church and Seven Wells Public Conservation Land Management Plan Project. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Dover does hereby authorize the town supervisor to execute an agreement with Hudsonia LTD to update and prepare a new conservation management plan for the Dover Stone Church and the Seven Wells Public Conservation Land at a total cost of $15,000. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Brought by Holmes, seconded by Jackson. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, you want to add to this one?
No, this is the collaboration is going to use the funds towards that.
Any other discussion? Nope. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. We already
And
did
that
that.
one.
We did that earlier.
Yeah.
I think that's the last one.
Supervisor?
Thank you.
We skipped 2 items in the consent agenda. Unfortunately, they weren't in the list, so you didn't have them to read them. But on our agenda, there are 2 additional items that were, one was to execute an agreement for a 1-year renewal of the speed feedback device software. It's on the agenda. We don't,
Okay.
and then the other was to adopt a resolution or a consent agenda to terminate our agreement with Ingenium for an asset management software that we're not using and we don't feel the need to continue with.
Okay.
So I don't know if we can just
Can
add
we
them
do
to...
that with a motion, Tom?
Yeah, you can make a motion to just,
Okay, give me the first one.
It's on the,
Sure, they're right on the front page of the agenda.
Which one is
it's
it?
this one, to terminate the agreement, number 7. And then what was the other one, Katie?
Is the number 7,
Under it.
7, and what was the first one?
6.
Yeah,
Okay.
6 and 7.
do it as 2 separate motions.
Yep.
Okay.
So number 6, authorize the supervisor to execute agreement for renewal of speed fieldback device software agreement. So at this time, as supervisor, I'll make that a motion that we execute that agreement for renewal. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's made by myself, Supervisor Yeno, seconded by Deputy Supervisor Murphy, to execute the agreement for renewal of speed feedback device software agreement. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So carried. Authorize the termination of agreement with Ingenium Assistant Management Software Subscription. So at this time, as supervisor, I make a motion to terminate an agreement with Ingenium Asset Management Software Subscription. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made by myself and seconded by Councilman Maluta to authorize the termination of agreement with Ingenium Asset Management Software Subscription. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good job, good job.
At this time, are there any public comments? Any public comments and/or questions, please approach the podium. Seeing nobody approach the podium, upcoming meetings, as we've talked about, we're going to now meet Wednesday, January 7th at 5:30 for a special board meeting. The main topic of that meeting will be to pay the bills that we will be receiving for the rest of this month of December. And then the regular meeting will be Wednesday, January 28th. What I will ask is we're not going to go into an executive session at this time. I'd like to ask for an executive session and not return at the end of the next meeting, which is the reorg meeting. So those of you that are watching, we're going to adjourn this special meeting, and 5 minutes later, we will be returning to have another special meeting for the reorganization for 2026. So at this time, I'll move that we adjourn and have a short 5-minute recess and then return. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made by myself and seconded by Deputy Murphy to adjourn at this time, 5-minute recess, and then we will be returning for a special reorg meeting. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? We'll be back shortly, everybody. Thank you.